Hey guys, and welcome to my new guide, Vardorvis for everyone. In this guide I'll show you how to get your first Vardorvis skill post-quest, and as I'm not one of the biggest PvMer in the game, I think my guide will be really good for a majority of the player base. For the gear, it's really simple. You want the best melee gear that you have with your best slash weapon, Scythe being the best one, then Osmumtem Fang, and finally don't go with something lower than a whip. For your special weapon, Ancient Godsword or Dragon Claw are your best option to burn out the enrage phase of Vardorvis that happens when it is at 20% life. The Ancient Godsword special attack is really good for that because if the target don't move more than 5 tiles away from you for 4.8 seconds or 8 tick, it will take an extra 25 damage and heal you for the same amount. Something really important that I forgot, a Blood Fury Amulet helps a lot. There is 2 ways to get to Vardorvis before obtaining your tablet. If you have Xeric Talisman with the option to teleport to Chamber of Xeric, you can use it, then talk to the guy downstairs that will teleport you a bit closer to the boat. If you don't have the teleport to Chamber of Xeric, you can use the Fairy Ring with code BLS to get teleported to the sound of Mount Amumtem, and continue to the boat on the west. Ancient Godsword is a really good spec weapon, also because of his high slash accuracy. The Dragon Dagger can be a good low-budget alternative as a spec weapon. I don't bring Bandos Godsword because stat draining effect does not work. Each time he loses 10 HP, he loses 1 defense. Because of that, Fang is best and slot weapon for the moment, until around 60% of his health, where you can switch for Scythe. If you want to do the fight faster and do more special attack through the fight, you could bring a Light Bearer, or you could bring the Ring of Suffering, since he can hit through prayer, thus also mitigating the healing of Vardorvis. If you use Runelight. For the true tile of the axe and the outline of the head, I use better NPC Highlight. You just have to configure it exactly like I show you. Pause the video if needed. Plus, all the info and IDs are also in the description below, as well as the ground marker. To the boss fight. The only thing I do different compared to lots of other boss is I don't use my special attack at the start. I keep it for the enrage phase, since it's the hardest phase of the fight. This boss has 4 major mechanics. The swirling axe that causes 30 damage, plus it will cause you to bleed for 15 damage over 5 seconds if it hits you. At first he only spawned 2 at a time, and around 50% of his life he will spawn 3. The Vardorvis head starts occurring under 80% of his life. This is the attack that sends a blue arrow toward you. Be alert because he can do it at the same time as the axe. It will cause all your prayer to be deactivated for 3 seconds if you don't pre-range against it. Switch back to protect from melee right after. The third attack and my favorite, I call the captcha. Simply, you just need to click the red mask that appears on your screen fastest as you can. You can still attack during that phase if you click the boss right before it sends you the captcha. Finally, Vardorvis can move quickly around you, spawning spikes from the ground like Mosspaw. Just move on the tile they are not to avoid them. They can be kinda tricky sometimes with all the axe around. Take the time to look at where I move depending on the axe pathing. This is really important and easier to understand if you watch it a couple times before you do the boss fight. By standing where I always stand, you can avoid the majority of the axe. You can also skip them if you are good enough, the same way we skip poison on ground, but only work on the corner of the axe through tile. You can right-click and choose attack on the boss if you find that you misclick often due to a small hitbox. When he gets under 20% of his health, he will enrage, doing all of his attack at a faster rate. Use your special weapon to kill him quickly, as this is the hardest phase. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope this guide will be truly helpful for you. And if you find any other way to kill Vardorvis, don't hesitate to share it with us.